Thanks for joining us on Envision. I'm Deanne Conrad, Community Relations Supervisor, and Dr. Brian Maher is our Superintendent of Sioux Falls Public Schools. We have had a decade, it's hard to believe it's been a decade already, that where we committed to saving energy or doing things or not doing things in order to save on heating and cooling costs so that we could in turn put that money back into the schools. And we are coming up, we're at the end of 10-year cycle here, and we've sort of finished with that commitment, but not really. Mm-hmm. That commitment is something, once it becomes ingrained in you, you continue on with that. How important is that activity by our staff in saving money?
It's been interesting to me, still being fairly new to the district, and learning about energy education last year and seeing it come to fruition, seeing the payback for being good stewards of the energy that we have available to us. And I'll give you some examples. Number one, it's rare that I walk out of my office without turning my lights off.
Right.
That's been ingrained in me. It's rare when I leave at the end of the day without closing my blinds. Some of those little things that have just been ingrained in me to take care of the small space that I occupy. But then when I see the numbers that we save as a school district over the course of a year, it's amazing. And at this point, that savings really goes back into the buildings and goes back into serving kids, to where if we would lose that now, it'd be a little bit like losing state aid. We've come to rely on using that savings as part of our operations, which makes sense. But I don't know how the program started 10 years ago, but I can tell you we have several people spearheaded by Jeff Kreider and Todd Veek who make sure that we do use the resource of energy, and I use that in a big term, to our school district, and it manifests itself in dollars back to our kids.
Right, and that's really the goal, is shutting off the computer screens, the computer monitors, pulling the shades, and very simple things that we can do. Unplugging over a break, unplugging anything electrical so that we're not using energy when it's not necessary. Also, that means that our buildings are set at a lower temperature when they're unoccupied, and it takes a little while to get warmed back up on a Monday morning or after a long break. But we do it in the name of saving money in order to use that money in the classroom.
We're filming this on the day after
a holiday break.
And I was in the office yesterday, a day where we didn't have to be in the office.
Sure.
But when you're behind, you have to be in the office. So I was behind. I was in here. It was 58 degrees in here, and I couldn't increase the temperature. But to me, that's I knew that.
That's so you work faster.
And I knew that, so I came dressed appropriately. I knew it was going to be cold. I didn't know it was going to be 58, but I knew it was going to be cold in here. And so that's just now part of doing business. And when you think about it, it doesn't make any sense that this big building would have been heated. Any higher than that for one person to come in and work yesterday.
Right.
So it makes good sense, and it's a practice that we've just got into as an organization.
Yeah, and I'm even finding I am hounding my kids to shut lights off and drop shades and pull curtains and things like that. So it's helping out in a variety of ways too.
There's a broader payback than just the school district.
Absolutely. Well, we hope you've learned something on our commitment to save energy and thereby save dollars that we can infuse back into the classrooms. Thanks for joining us on Envision.